Hi friends, welcome back to the next episode of the series about LCTairsoft electronic blowback kits for the AK. Today I would like to do a first evaluation and open the gearbox for the maintenance after about a year and a half of exploitation of this gearbox. The original idea was to open the gearbox for the first time for the first maintenance after about 5,000 BBs. However, due to the COVID countermeasures, we were not really able to play this year, the last year, 2020. So I didn't get this threshold of 5,000 BBs. Actually, the last video about this kit on the channel is dated on April 2019. However, I did some modifications to the gearbox and it's a little bit different now. Those modifications were done in September 2019 and this gun was used in only one major event, Sterling Airsoft, in October 2019 at the Catterick Fibia area. Another more or less big event, we had a private event for 24 hours. So totally, if I remember correctly, I shot about 28, exactly 28 mid caps, and I calculate not the full capacity of 150 BBs but 125 BBs. So that gives me a roughly estimation that I put about 3,500 BBs with this kit through the Kalashnikov. So let me quickly disassemble it and let's see what is the current state after I shot 3,500 BBs with this kit. So I will do a quick disassembly and in meanwhile we'll probably be mentioning some details about the external updates I done to this gun.
A few moments later.
So now it's very easy to remove the gearbox from the body. Just nice and easy. Pull the connectors through. I will put body aside. So what I have here is actually the gate Pico AAB MOSFET, completely stripped and resoldered, and also the DIN connectors. And here at the rear of the M4 stock tube adapter, I just made a hole so I can put the MOSFET and the connector through it towards the stock tube. So let's proceed with the opening of this baby. So the first modification I've done in comparison to the previous video is this T2 high torque motor from LCT. It's slower, so meaning I have less chance for a premature engagement. Let's continue with the disassembly. All screws are secured with the thread lock because otherwise it's drilling apart. Now let me remove this cable management rail and the dust cover. This is not a standard LCT dust cover, this is Combat Union 1 3D printed. If it breaks, I have a couple of spares. Okay, so at first view I see some debris here, but it's not really that bad yet. Let me open the kit. The thread lock is cured pretty well, and I'm a bit worrying about if it springs, if it explodes and flies around the room here. Okay, let me get more comfortable. So everything is unscrewed, not much debris outside. Let's see. Well, it looks quite okayish at first sight. I need some kitchen towels. So I have some metal debris, not much. Oh, here. And also what I see is I probably had some lockup of the gearbox, as the rail here is a bit misformed. So I have like the deformation here going upwards and some metal debris. Also, as you can see, one of the bushing fell out and it looks like I have a broken axle of the sector gear. Nice. So I put the Medpool SP110 spring inside. That's another modification I did. The gear set is standard. So as you can see, the axle here is broken. All other gears are okay. Let me remove the trigger. And let's take a look at the compression parts. So here I have debris, shims flying around. That's okay. I will install another gear set. So I will check all this later. There should be no wear on the trigger assembly, the contact group. The nozzle is okay. And now let's see the inside the cylinder. I have some debris here, but it's not metal, it's like just regular stuff, regular dust. The piston itself is okay. Dirty, but okay, no problems here so far. I'm quite surprised. And inside the cylinder I see only some dirt, but no scratches at all. So this holds pretty okay. I'm just worried about this piston slide part, and also I have to mention that I had a failure here. Oh, looks I had a double failure here. So after the first test here, the first pickup tooth broke off from the sector gear, from the sector, but now I see that another one has also broke off. So that means I had a major lockup probably during the last game and I just pushed through it. But okay, the damage is here. The sector gear axle is dead, two teeth are broke away. There is quite small amount of metal debris, probably because I've did all the preparations I explained in the previous video about the kit. So yeah, that looks pretty nasty. It's one to put on the wall. So I will need a new gear. I will need a new gearbox shell. I will need the new sector gear, which I probably have, and the other gears are quite okay. And I have created a lot of mess here on my table. I will clean up later. The main idea was to show you the current state. I'm pretty satisfied with it. I will probably revive it and use it further. So here is the damage to the gearbox after the 3,500 BBs in one shot. So broken piston guide over here on one of the halves, broken sector gear axle, broken tooth, and actually two teeth from the pickup sides, but the first one I have already removed during the first lockup of this gearbox about a year and a half back. Also, the knob that is holding the delayer went down, so the delayer was loosely laying in the gearbox. Also, one bushing is jumped out of its hole. That would be it. Basically, not much metal chips inside, not much wear on the piston and the piston sliding area, but yeah, because of the lockup I had on the last game, the broken sector gear and collateral damage here. After first damage evaluation, I have decided to clean up the shells a little bit and to check if there is more damage on the piston sliding area in these areas in particular. And there is. I can see that the sliding rail are misformed, except this one is damaged because of the lockup, and this one is actually bent here upwards in this area. Why could it happen, in my opinion? So in normal operation, when you use a regular piston, there are only two forces that are acting on the piston. So the force of the spring pushing it forward and the force of the sector gear pulling it backwards. And your piston is moving basically horizontally, so along with the piston guides. What happens when we add the bolt? So piston picks up the bolt here, and because of the force on the upper spring of the bolt return spring, there are more forces that are working on this piston. So basically, when the piston is pulled back, this spring pushes the bolt forward, and this hook is actually kind of pulling up the piston. So that's why the piston is not moving freely horizontally, but a little bit with the rear side kind of forced upwards. That's why this damage, in my opinion. Basically, this is a design flaw that will say that if you don't evaluate on a regular basis the state of your gearbox, it will break one day. So what would be my conclusion about this kit? This is a very fun thing, however it needs a lot of maintenance and a lot of attention. So basically, if you buy it, open it and prepare it before you take it to the field. You can pick up some ideas in my previous video, and also please do a regular checkup and maintenance of this gearbox before it gets damaged. Well, this is all what I wanted to show you today. If you still have questions, don't hesitate to put them in the comments under the video. Also, if you need a kit list of this gun, I will put it in the description of the video. Don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'm also on the Instagram and the Facebook. See you later, guys.